I think we are live now, and finally we have this anticipated community talk with Scaleswap board and Scaleswap community, of course. Hi everyone who is watching us today. We have chosen this unusual time, 3 p.m. European time. That's because it is very difficult to match different time zones, and while analyzing the general community geography, we found out that we have so many people from Europe that maybe it will be convenient for them, but it can also catch some early birds from US and late birds from Asia. I want to welcome Stan Stolberg, who is co-founder and CTO at Scaleswap. Hi, Stan.
Hello, Nelli. Hello, dear community. And of course, you can watch this video after, right? So you don't need to live watch this. You can watch this every time. It's also very good about YouTube and recorded videos.
Yeah, definitely. But I still inspire you to use the facilities of a live version if you are here now to ask your questions in the live chat. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that I am representing only a part of our board because Ralf was unfortunately not able to join the call, but we will do this. So
yeah, Ralf feels not very good today. We hope that very soon he will get better, and let's send him our positive vibes and wishes to get better as soon as possible. He sends you his greetings, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Stan, before we start with the questions from the live chat, I want to go through the questions that people often ask in our Telegram community. And one of very, very often seen questions is ScaleSCORE, of course, ScaleSCORE updates and ScaleSCORE status, and maybe also reminder why ScaleSCORE is not like lively updated every second when you change something on your wallet, etc. So could you please guide us through this?
Sure, of course. ScaleSCORE is one of the core pillars of Scaleswap, and therefore very important. And one of the reasons why you guys are using Scaleswap. And you can get this guaranteed allocation with low budget. As you know, we heard to community about the update of ScaleSCORE because not everybody was satisfied, and it's anyway very difficult to find common consensus, common understanding. What is the perfect loyalty system, right? Therefore, we heard to you during last 2 months. We collected all the feedback. Based on this feedback, we identified 5 updates to ScaleSCORE system. And as you might know, we also pushed community voting about these 5 updates. And after the voting, it was clear that you wish these updates. And it's also clear in which order we should do these updates, because we definitely prioritize the most voted update is to implement number 1, and then the second to implement number 2, and so on. And as a result, what do we have now? So first of all, you know that we had to postpone our IDOs from this week to hopefully next week. And not only we, but all others, launchpad. As you know that we are not in a really, let's say, a stable market, and the market is undergoing a correction, and we just need to settle on some, let's say, bottom or some stable, more or less stable market before continuing IDO. This is not only our wish, it's first a reality, second, it's wish of the projects themselves, and third one, it's wish of other IDO launchpads where we are launching also with. Therefore, but it's also good because we just have more time to implement ScaleSCORE updates. So what was updated? First, we increased, like you asked, the holding period dimension. It means that you can earn now much more ScaleSCORE points by simply holding SCA tokens. Both SCA tokens and liquidity provision tokens. We increase this to, I will be mathematically now, to a logarithmic function, so that at the very beginning you can earn very quick a lot of points. So if you hold 1 month, you will earn 3 or 4 times as much as before. By this, we reward all of our long-term holders, of people who are supporters of the project, who trust the project, and so on. So this is already implemented, and it's in testing now. Other than that, we implemented a new feature for making different tiers. It means that, as you remember, before we had 200 guaranteed allocation, 200 people for private pool. What we have now, we will have much more people for private pool, even around 500 to 600. And this we achieve by tier system. It means that for first 100 biggest ScaleSCORE holder, you will get a bit bigger tier. And then for the next 100, bit smaller, smaller and smaller and smaller. It means that every, let's say, not every ScaleSCORE holder, but much more ScaleSCORE holders will be able to participate in guaranteed pool allocations now. According to our calculation, it will be around 500 people instead of 200 like it was before. And I believe it's a very great improvement, and it's what you guys ask for. Other than that, let me open my small notebook, what we have implemented in addition. So
I think staking is also now calculated towards the ScaleSCORE, right?
It's not yet calculated. It will be calculated definitely before the next IDO. It's a bit tricky. I will not go very, let's say, I don't want to be very technical now, but staking will be taken into account. Maybe not directly, but 2 days before the IDO. This is the point. So basically, it's done semi-manually. We need to import staked wallets, export staked wallets, and then import this in our system. We will automate this, but for now it's manually, because for now we have only one staking, and because we need to prioritize our technical roadmap, we cannot say, okay, now we spend all resources on implementing this staking calculations. Therefore, we decided, okay, we do this half manually, but it will be considered nevertheless. It means everybody who staked, all your tokens will be considered to the next IDO. Okay.
But if you stake some SCA tokens or just hold them on the wallets, what is more beneficial for ScaleSCORE?
For ScaleSCORE, it's the same. It's the same. It's only about how to consider tokens, what you stake for ScaleSCORE. Because if you stake tokens, your tokens are away from your wallet. You don't own these tokens anymore. But the system must understand that the tokens are not in the wallet, but they belong to you, right? And therefore, it's quite a bit it's not so simple to explain the system, how the system should do this. It requires a bit of development, right? And because we have only one staking pool now, we decided not to fully automate this, but to do manual steps where we extract all wallets and import in our system. And this is what we will do for staking wallets. And this is what we'll count to the next IDO, but 2 days before. What I mean by this, for example, if you stake now 100 or let's say 1,000 SCA tokens, for now, this 1,000 SCA tokens will not be calculated in your ScaleSCORE. But after we import your wallet 2 days before IDO, it will be calculated.
So it
some,
will
some people might wonder, okay, I stake tokens, but they are not counted now, and they, you know, they are really not counted now. They will be counted to the next IDO.
So right now it is not automated feature, but semi-manual.
Yes. So we manually need to export, let's say, I will be technically now, all transactions in the staking pool to extract from which wallets are transactions coming out, to check how much tokens were transferred, and then to implement all this information to ScaleSCORE. Yeah, so this is what is going to be done. But yeah, we decided to do this like this because to do this fully automated doesn't worth the resources. It's really a bit complex logic.
And for non-techie people, I remind that, for example, at the end of 2021, Purify, our partner, launched the staking program for Scaleswap token. It is still available, I guess, but as Stan mentioned, the blockchain is very, very complex thing, also considering different chains, different node providers, and so on and so forth. And right now, the infrastructure is not that advanced that allows us to implement automated monitoring solutions through all the staking opportunities and wallets at the same time simultaneously. Therefore, to build this automated infrastructure will cost enormous time of the developers and enormous amount of money, I guess. Yeah. Therefore, it is really mean and lean, a startup approach. It is better to do it manually.
Yes, for now. I mean, we will later automate this, but we want to do this faster and sooner better, right? Then sooner the better. Therefore, we decided to do like this because this is not the main feature, let's say. The main improvements on the whole system was the stability of systems, the stability of ScaleSCORE calculation of all dimensions, which are already there. Because as you know, we have tokens across all the chains, all the EVM chains. We have quite complex data sources, and therefore we wanted to make it as stable as possible. And this is what we spent also development time on. Other than that, we also integrate a Harmony blockchain, by the way, but we can come to this later. Let's finish first ScaleSCORE. One thing which will be also implemented is the averaging ScaleSCORE for past 3 days before the IDO. So we will not have a single snapshot on the IDO date, like we did this before for guaranteed allocation for private pool, but we will average. So we will take 3 days, ScaleSCORE of 3 days, and make an average out of this. By this, we prevent ScaleSCORE pump and dump attacks, where people believe they can increase their ScaleSCORE by buying a lot of SCA and then just selling it right away. So we will prevent this by making an average. Because if you make an average, having a lot of SCA and selling them has not such big influence than holding. This is one important thing what was also asked by the community, because we saw last times that people just did this. They just bought a lot of SCA and then sold afterwards. So as a summary, what do we have? We have increasing now in holding dimensions. So you will get much more ScaleSCORE for holding, just holding longer. Then we will account manually the staking pools to ScaleSCORE, and we will average for 3 days for the rank. ScaleSCORE will average 3 days, every 3 days to calculate the rank, right? You know, it's not a live snapshot. So that's it for ScaleSCORE.
Okay, just before we move to another topic, since it is a live community talk here with the community, Yelena in the live chat is asking, now my staked SCAR tokens are counted by only partially, around half of the total amount. Will this bug be fixed?
Elena, good question, but this is not a bug. This is not a bug. This is a reality. For now, what is accounted are SCA tokens in your wallet. If you participate in staking pool, the tokens are going away from your wallet. You don't own these tokens anymore, and our system cannot see that you own these tokens. Therefore, we develop a manual solution where we take all these wallets who transferred to the staking pool and import them into our system, and then you will automatically after have your stake tokens added to your current tokens. This will be done 2 days before the IDO. So for now, you don't see your stake tokens. It's okay. You don't need to worry because this is still in update. Okay, so ScaleSCORE is not finalized yet. The finalization of ScaleSCORE will be once we import staked tokens.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's quite clear now. And also, a Lava for You is asking, we are now going to have a true 8th project where we will see an overflow on max project dimension. How is it going to work now? It's also the question about ScaleSCORE calculation.
Yeah, I understand. Well, so it's very simple. It's even better for you because we decided that for ScaleSCORE, only 7 projects should be accounted, 7 projects. And regardless which projects. So if you have 8, 10, 20, 100 projects, only 7 of them are accounted for ScaleSCORE. Therefore, you have much more flexibility by this. You can say, okay, my 7 projects, what I will get from my ScaleSCORE are this, that, and that, and regardless which one. Therefore, also in the simulator, it doesn't make any sense to put in the projects with names because it means any project on ScaleSCORE swap. So if you have 8 projects, you can just have 7 last or 7 first, whatever you like. I hope it was clear. Not really. So you have now 8 projects, right? We have 8 projects or 10, but only 7 are accounted for ScaleSCORE, and regardless which 7 project.
So you can hold 7 projects, and then 8, 9, 10, you can actually sell without huge effect on the ScaleSCORE, right? Okay,
let's don't encourage our users to sell.
No.
I know.
Just
joking. But yes, it's like this. Basically, for you, it doesn't. You don't bother which projects you hold. It should be only 7, and then you have the maximum ScaleSCORE dimension in the project holdings. But which one? It's your choice. You decide. And you even can later increase, right? So because if, for example, if you sell for 1 project your tokens, you can later on buy the tokens, and your ScaleSCORE will be restored. You can buy it.
And I know that a lot of people did it in past and before the IDO to improve the score.
But again, for now, it will be a bit more difficult because we will do this 3-day average, and this will mean that the holding impact is much higher. If you understand what I mean, Nelly. If you do average, right, you can, for example, right, like it was before, you buy 20,000 SCA tokens or 50,000 SCA tokens, and in one moment your ScaleSCORE goes high. In one moment, then you, for example, think, okay, my ScaleSCORE was high, I participate in IDO, and then I sell everything, right? This will be not so easy possible from now, because we will do the average function, and on average, because you buy and sell, you hold almost nothing. If you on day one buy and then on day three sell, then there is almost nothing what you hold. And therefore, the average function will prevent such attacks, because it's really an attack when you try to overcome the system by buying a lot, right? This is not so simple from now.
Okay, now it becomes smarter and smarter. And
yes.
the user FDT 1981 is asking, wouldn't it be easier to just clear the last ideal private list from pump dumpers and grant a spot to the loyal members? And he's explaining, I just want to save your time and effort for doing the semi-manual work.
Sorry, FDT, I didn't really got this question, because don't really understand what we are doing manually there. It would be interesting. Yes, we are definitely going to develop also a data analytic function to the system, where we can research on the automatic level about bad behaviors, but it's not possible yet. It's quite a complex feature. It's not possible yet. And regardless, these people who are bad actors, they will also open new wallets, right? It's also not cannot be prevented. Therefore, unfortunately, in the blockchain space, if you believe something is a bad player, this somebody just open new wallet, participate with new wallet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's also go through other questions not related to ScaleSCORE, and we can come back to some ScaleSCORE details later on. So, for example, Stefan is asking, what about Wrapped NFT Christmas giveaway distribution? It was postponed by, but no news so far.
Yeah. Well, this was postponed by the fact that we do this on Binance Smart Chain, and SCA tokens was not presented on Binance Smart Chain, only on Polygon and Ethereum. Now we have a bridge for SCA token to Binance Smart Chain, and therefore we will finalize also the wrapped NFT action very soon.
Mm-hmm. So guys, yeah, please give us a little bit more time, because this is that tiny small detail related to the blockchain differences that we did not consider planning this wrapped NFT campaign. So you will definitely receive at the end of the day this wrapped NFT Christmas gifts. And sorry if you don't receive it on Christmas, you will receive it maybe on I don't know, St. Valentine's.
No, earlier.
Okay, earlier than St. Valentine's.
It's everything set in place. So we got the bridge just last week, Friday, and therefore it will should be executed this week.
Oh, awesome! So actually, also our users got the new bridge, ScaleSwap to BSC.
Yes, but we don't have any pools on PancakeSwap, so therefore please be careful. So we don't have nothing on Binance Smart Chain exchanges, just our tokens on Binance Smart Chain.
Okay, now that's clear. So guys, wait a few more days and you will receive your wrapped NFTs. And by the way, when you receive them, let us know, okay? Don't forget to share your feedback, because as marketing people say, a positive feedback is always silent, and frustrations are always very loud. So we would love to hear your positive feedback about this. Meanwhile, Dinakar is already 3 times, I think, copying one and the same question about the roadmap on the website. And by the way, Dinakar and other community members, I see all your questions. We just need some time to go through them. So don't worry that we miss some. Dinakar is asking, roadmap from website is removed. We appreciate the ideas being happening, but still features from roadmap like scale pool and others are not implemented. Could you please comment on this?
Well, as you know, guys, we are living, especially in blockchain, very dynamic ecosystem, right? Which changes really monthly, daily. Just check it out. Therefore, we also thinking about features and needs for these features. We do for every feature customer development, and also asking about the if the feature will be needed by somebody, by the community, and if it was to be implemented, because every implementation, as you might imagine, costs Scaleswap team time and also money and efforts. Therefore, we need really to be careful with prioritization of what we do. For example, one of the priorities was to develop the wrapped NFT launchpad, right? And this was from the prior hire than the feature with, for example, automated autopilot, Scaleswap autopilot. Scaleswap autopilot is also a bit difficult feature, also legally difficult, because it will require some centralized parts for holding money, and this is one of the reasons why it's not yet implemented. We hope that we will overcome these problems. As you might know, we are working on the more stable setup, let's say, but it's not there. The setup is not there, therefore we cannot do centralized services. For now, we do really all decentralized services. Once we can provide centralized services as kind of service provider, then a feature like autopilot can be implemented.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think this also answers the question from Sorin, who was asking when the feature with autopilot will be implemented. So Sorin, Dinakar, and other guys hope now it's clear what are the cons in implementation ASAP.
Nevertheless, we can speak about the roadmap, right? A bit, just very, very high level. So we definitely need to deep dive a bit more into this, but on the high level view, what we are going with Scaleswap is rather multi-chain approach, where we integrate Solana and Cardano for IDOs, because these communities are still early and will require, and we have still room, space in these communities for Scaleswap. So this is one thing, and as you might imagine, it's not so simple to integrate Solana Cardano. Other than that, what we are doing now is Harmony blockchain integration. As you know, that we got also Harmony partner and Harmony grant. Therefore, this is one thing what we are working on. And of course, it's always what people don't see at all, but so important. You know, as Scaleswap started, the very first version, it was like an MVP. Now it's a real product. So what is the difference between MVP and real product? MVP is capable to handle, for example, less transactions, less people. MVP is less stable. And more mature version is capable to work with many transactions, with many people. Is really stable, is secure, and this is what you really don't see as features, but this is so required to transform from MVP to real product. And in this sense, in this regard, I can say that Scaleswap is a real product now. It's a stable, solid platform, capable to handle many transactions, and we are just looking for the best projects for you, right? Because you know we can launch everything. We can even implement auto fundraising function where people can just put themselves project, but this is not the sense of Scaleswap, because then you will miss all our due diligence, all our insights, what we give to you, right? And from this point of view, I believe that you should also honor these backend improvements of ScaleSwap, which you don't see on the first glance.
Exactly. And before moving in details to this exact question, I want to make one more time a summary of what Stan just said about multi-chain integration. Shubham Arora, for example, was asking if we have plans to integrate Solana and when it will be integrated and so on and so forth. So as Stan mentioned, we are going real multi-chain. Right now, implementing Harmony. Then Solana and Cardano are also in the roadmap for Q1, I guess, right, Stan?
Still for Q1, yes. It depends, of course. It will also depend on our deal flow, because if we see, okay, it's more for Cardano, then we need to prioritize Cardano. And as you might heard, guys, Cardano and Solana are hard to implement. It's not simple. It's not self-explaining. It's not like implementing EVM, Ethereum blockchain. It's in some way also research what we are doing during the implementation. It's not just plug and play. Therefore, yes, I don't want to hard commit to Q1, but it's in plan. You know, so it's in plan, yeah.
Perfect. So, but let's hope that first integration with Harmony will be in place, and it will be already quite an interesting thing, because I think very, very few launchpads have integration with Harmony. So we will be one of the first ones. Yeah, and we will launch projects on Harmony then.
Of course.
Stan, you elaborated specifically on prioritization of the features of the roadmap and so on and so forth. And one of our active community members, Viet Duke Crypto, is asking, what are the requirements to be able? Sorry?
Hey there to Viet Duke.
Yeah. What are the requirements to be able to participate in governance through ScaleDAO? Will users only be able to decide about the platform's economy, or will it be also possible to vote on other aspects?
Very good question. So the initial plan was that users or token holders are ScaleSCORE holders are able to decide on a lot of things happening in ScaleSwap, especially also on the roadmap, on the technical roadmap, on the feature side. Yes, this is definitely in plan. And as you see, we are also transforming to this, right? I'm not sure now, but I don't believe that other IDO Launchpad has so many community votings like we have. I don't believe so. We are really trying to do this. We are let you vote for every project, for updates of the system, and definitely also it's in plan to let you vote for the roadmap. Yes, we will present a roadmap, but because the reason why the roadmap is not on the page and why it's not on the community voting is because we need to understand ourselves based on customer development, which roadmap is better to choose. Because I mean, we are founders of the project working long with the project, right? Therefore, we have a bit more insights than maybe somebody of you insight what is demanded, what is required in the market. Therefore, first we want to understand, okay, what is the roadmap for ourselves, and then we will share this with you. And by the way, this is my dream to align the roadmap with the community, just to post the roadmap and to ask the community to make prioritization themselves, to ask them, okay, which features do you want to see first? This is really something what I would really love to do. I just need some time to do this.
I have an idea, by the way, guys. You know, we are already, as Stan mentioned, we are asking you in your opinion about ScaleSCORE. We made a huge research of your opinions, and many of you participated in our survey. We ask you every time about the new candidates for the next IDO, but what other things you would like to vote for? Write us in the comments, in the live chats, in what kind of decisions would you like to participate? We also want to hear your opinion here, right? So leave us comments in the live chat now. Maybe you want to decide, I don't know, about naming of the new features, about hiring, I don't know. just to brainstorm.
Yeah, sure. Please feel free, support here Nelli fully. Please free to share everything what you want to have on ScaleSwap.
And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, guys, but we also implemented a new blog on the website. So right now, it's not only Medium, where we post updates about upcoming IDOs, whitelistings, etc., but also we launched a blog, where we publish different value-added articles. For example, the fresh one, literally published, I think, yesterday or the day before, was about how to choose the right IDO launchpad. We will also publish articles about different chains and pros and cons of different blockchain integrations. We will also publish educational articles about MetaMask, about different wallets, about how to keep your funds secured from different scammers and crooks on the market, and so on and so forth. So please check our blog on the website and let us know what other topics you would like us to cover, because we have very good writers supporting us.
Yes, very, very welcome. And this is what we anyway want to do 2022, is to offer to you much more content, much more educational content, because what we see and what we feel is that there are many newcomers to the space, and the newcomers need very good onboarding documentation. So we are working on this and hoping that you will enjoy the information on ScaleSwap about this. And I think it's also a good idea to participate in webinars, explaining people things. So just share all your questions, all your opinions. And once we gather all of them, we can do webinars, for example. If people have specific question, right? We can just do this in format of community talk like now, or some other format, but we are free to answer all your questions. And if some question is not answered, it's only because of the capacity problems of us. So this is the only reason.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, as I mentioned, we will do our best to answer all your questions today. But since the time is limited and we can't make this community talk to be endless, if we don't have time, I see more and more new questions appearing in the live chat. You can do the following. You can write your questions. This video will be available in the recorded version on YouTube as usually. You can leave your questions in the comments to this video. And let's say in a couple of days' time, we will log in with Stan, and Ralf also will help us there, and reply each and every question that you leave under this video, right?
Yes.
Stan, we'll do it.
Absolutely. I think it's amazing idea. We anyway would ask you guys to leave much more comments. It helps us as well, right? So you asking about improving our marketing, but this is also take and give. So we ask you, dear community, also to be more active in leaving comments, in resharing, retweeting. This will all help us.
Exactly. Crypto Buddha, I'm not sure that I understood the whole question. Could you add a hallmark dates claim for all projects so anyone can see it? And he's also writing, I want to make a video about your project for the Russian community in the near future. Maybe let me answer the second half, and Stan will try to answer the first half of the question. So if you want to make a video for Russian community, you are warmly welcome. So please contact any of our team. We have, by the way, a new team members joining, who joined us at the end of 2021 and who are growing very fast professionally. Together with Scaleswap. So we will gladly help you if you need any support from the team to make an educational video about Scaleswap for Russian speaking or any other regional community. And the first half of the question for you, Stan, could you add a hallmark dates claim for all projects so anyone can see it?
I'm trying to understand the question. Hallmark dates claim. Maybe you can help me. What does it? Or maybe Crypto Buddha, would you be so kind to rephrase the question? Because claiming is of course possible. You can see all projects where you participated on the dashboard, on your dashboard with ScaleSCORE. Then under the dashboard, you will see projects, and you can even claim directly from there. It's possible. So you see all your projects in one place, and this is dashboard. Maybe it's, by the way, it's something for improvement. Maybe we should separate this and do another, let's say, dashboard only for claiming projects. This is, by the way, a good idea. Will be more clear because some people might miss this and they forget in which IDOs they participated, and then they need to remind, but so they have everything in one place. So they see, okay, these 5 projects I participated. Let me note this. But other than that, I hope it's answer your question, or maybe you rephrase this, because if this is not the answer, I don't understand the question. Sorry.
Yeah, Crypto Buddha, would be great if you leave your feedback, if it answered your question or rephrase the question. Stan, we have around 20 minutes left, but I want to be sure that we cover a few more very important questions. And one of them, guys, all those who are watching us right now in the live stream, I think you will be quite interested to learn about this as well. Lava for You is asking, just a second. In your MetaPrint AMA, you mentioned about a new plan to have 20 token holders with large volume of SCAR locked for a year to get sizable token allocation and reduce SCAR circulation supply. Can you people please elaborate on that? Stan, I think that Love for You means the so-called Diamond Hands program.
Yes.
And I just checked in our Telegram announcement channel. I didn't notice any kind of announcement, public announcement yet. So maybe it is a good chance for us to make the very first public announcement in this live talk. So can you please tell about this to our community?
Indeed, this is very important. Important question, important information. And yeah, let's share this for the first time. We will do an announcement definitely in maybe some days, maybe in 1 week, but let's say to give a teaser to this announcement, we did following. We, as you know, ScaleSwap had a lot of bakers at the beginning. Some of the bakers were not really, let's say, smart or really good, and we can say this also damaged the project in some way, in a direct way, and you understand in which one. This is, but you know, you never know about this, because as we started the project, nobody knew these bakers, right? These people are known to us for now, and also to our partners. And this story is much more mature now. So we know who is a good baker, who is a bad baker in regarding the, let's say, our own incubated projects, next IDOs, and we advise every time about this also. And we advise and we look on cap tables of the project because we understand also for now that very important underestimated part of the project is a right cap table, is right people on the cap table. You can run the best project in the world, you can have the best community, you can have a lot of utility, but if you do, let's say, let's call this miscalculation at the very beginning and get wrong people to your cap table, then every project can be, let's say, put to the ground. Unfortunately, in Scaleswap, maybe it was not so dramatic, but it was the case nevertheless. Many bakers turned out not to be really good and not to have diamond hands, right? Therefore, it was decided to pay back these people, not people, these companies, some of them are companies, last year, and to get rid out of Scaleswap because it doesn't make any sense to give or to provide them, to continue to provide them SCA tokens. And after this was done, we implemented so-called diamond hand circle. So diamond hand circle, like name says this, is meant for good people, for good bakers. With good, I mean for people who understand that the project needs some time for developing, that you don't need to sell everything in one order, and so on and so on. Very basic things. And all of our good investors, good bakers, they were offered to be part of this Diamond Hands program. And till now, 6 of these bakers agreed and even locked their tokens. So if we implemented ourselves token locking contract, where just locking, not staking, just locking away, where people can themselves lock the token away and try to be the part of scale of Diamond Hand Circle. And the minimum part is to lock away 200,000 SCA tokens, which is quite an amount. So it's rather for bigger bakers, rather for bigger budgets. What you get for this, to be the part of the program, to be the part of the circle, you get a guaranteed allocation to IDO projects, to private sales, where we can get this private sales, and also to private sales of our incubated projects in some amount. So it's not unlimited, of course, but a certain guaranteed allocation more than 30,000 K worth can be guaranteed to you. Well, I think it's also better to see this all, because once we make the announcement, we will also share the link to the dashboard, to the locking dashboard, and people will see total SCA locked. And for now, we have 1.5 million ScaleSCORE tokens locked for 1 year, so till 2023. And we hope that all our smart bakers will also lock their allocations for 1 year. So this will give us much more freedom and our token also to develop this year. Because this year, as you might see, guys, will be anyway maybe not so hyped like 2021. So it's just a reality produced by the market, not by Scaleswap. And therefore, it's important to work on the substance. And we expect maybe less projects this year, but on the other hand, more quality projects. And yeah, we will bring, we are working to bring these projects to you on as incubated projects and also, of course, as IDOs. And if you want to be a part of, if you want to have some allocation in our incubated projects, you can join Diamond Hands program. You just need to contact us. then we will explain to you how you can do this in a smart way, because it's not like you just buy all the tokens on the market. It's a bit more complicated. Therefore, if you really decide to be the part of the program, and we have 10 seats in the program, 10 seats more, then just reach out to us.
Yeah, or if there is a small gap between how many tokens you have and how many do you need to join the Diamond Hands program, well, it's not an investment advice, definitely, but I guess it's quite a good market condition right now to get more SCA tokens on your wallet. And just one time to make it clear and for all, Diamond Hands program, in addition to the plan to recover and support the SCA performance, yeah, and for the long run, it gives you or those who want to join the Diamond Hands program the opportunity to get into the private round of the startups that will be incubated by Scaleswap. You know perfectly that it is not possible in the good projects. It's hardly possible to get the allocation on the private round pre-IDO, especially if you are not a VC, or even a lot of QLs struggle to get allocations on the private round in really good projects. Projects that are incubated by ScaleSwap will definitely have all our support and expertise in pre-IDO and post-IDO period. And therefore, we implemented this program to help both projects to get real good long-term holders on the private round, and for you guys to give you additional opportunity to get tokens of the projects, not only during the IDO, but also on more beneficial conditions than the public round TG. So closer to the real VC approach.
Yeah. So very good summary. I think it's a good teaser. So more information will come. I expect in 1 week probably, because we also need to see how many seats we still have. Right? The seats are going away because our backers are locking and locking. Therefore, we have less and less seats. Anyway, I do believe that we will have around 10 seats for this program. And once you are, if you are interested, you can contact us for more details.
Mm-hmm. And when you contact, please don't write just "hello, how are you?" but introduce yourself and write straight away that you want to discuss the Diamond Hands program, because you can imagine how many private messages each of our Scaleswap team receives daily. We're not hiding ourselves, we are not hiding our contact details, and therefore a lot of people contact us for various reasons. So just be sure that if you write us about this, you introduce the topic that you want to discuss in your message. It's just a small recommendation how to get reply. Okay, I see that Rashid is also asking about plans to integrate Near protocol that he believes has good potential.
Indeed, Near protocol is interesting. Nothing to say against this, but it's a very early stage thing, and to be frank, we didn't work on the integration yet, but it's something very good. I even will note now, thank you, Rashid, for us to research if it was the integration, what is the state. Because guys, you need to understand that something what projects are writing, like Near protocol or others, might not be corresponding with what is capable, right? Like Cardano, for example. There is everybody believes that it is very simple to have smart contracts in Cardano now, but in reality, it's not like this. It's still very difficult to have smart contracts in Cardano and to have native IDO launchpad in Cardano because of the technical limitation of Cardano. But this is something what the projects are not, let's say, communicating publicly. Therefore, it might, from the outside, look like very good opportunity to be on near protocol. But once we deep dive into this and we try to research and understand, it might be not so everything very well. But it's good proposal, and we will review this.
I see that some people who joined our live session later on and probably missed the beginning are asking the repetitive question about ScaleSCORE, about staking, etc. Morgan, Pablo Escobar, and others. So guys, these questions were already discussed previously. This video will be available on YouTube in recorded version. So you can always just start it from the beginning and get the answers to your questions that we already discussed. Meanwhile, Stefan is asking, I think, quite a good question. He's wondering if CapsCoin wrapped NFT, and you remember in December we made the CapsCoin pre-IDO wrapped NFT token sale, and the tokens were locked there by February. Stefan is asking if the IDO of CapsCoin will be before the token unlock date, and what will happen if the IDO will be postponed due to market conditions?
Well, very good question. So as you know, CapsCoin is one of the project what we are incubating. And by the way, if you want to be the private investor of scale of CapsCoin, you can join Diamond Hand Circle. Then you have still the opportunity. But other than this, indeed, our planned IDO date is postponed with CapsCoin because of the market conditions. We are in discussing and finalizing discussion when it will be good for them. Therefore, I cannot really tell when they will launch. I know it should be in February. I don't remember now when is the unlock date of the wrapped NFTs. But even if IDO is after the unlock date of wrapped NFTs, even in this case, you don't need to worry because there will be no pools created with CapsCoin. There will be no exchanges. Therefore, it will be just tokens in your wallet. Very early, very cool, but you don't have a market for these tokens. Therefore, it's not really combined with the project, if you understand how I mean this. So basically, the answer is very simple. You don't need to fear once the IDO of CapsCoin is launched after the unlock of the tokens. It's okay for you. It will not be any disadvantage for you.
And if you remember, the allocation for this wrapped NFT sale was quite small. So if you worry that it can somehow harm the token performance, it won't.
It won't at all, because there will be no pools, no market where the token will be tradable. Of course, somebody of token holders could just, I don't want to bring two ideas, but could open a pool, decentralized pool, but it will not be official pool. And even with ScaleSwap, we have around 15 different pools where we are not part of officially, and these pools don't represent ScaleSwap at all. I mean, pools on decentralized exchange. And the same story will be also with CapsCoin, because no official pool will be communicated. Therefore, you don't need to worry. You just hold the tokens when the time is enough, and when the time is ready for them to join really with TGE, with IDO, and so. And staking, of course, and yeah, staking will be also a part of CapsCoin program.
Love for You is asking just about this topic. Does it mean there is no benefit of vesting on CapsCoin then?
On vesting of CapsCoin, how do you mean this? I don't really understand this.
wrapped NFTs had different unlock periods, and accordingly they were priced.
Yes. But what is your question? I mean, if so you don't have benefit if, for example, everything is unlocked, right? Everything. So you got all the tokens unlocked, and you don't want to stake, you don't want to use your NFTs within the project, you just want to unwrap your tokens. This is possible, yes, but this will not bring you any big benefit. The only benefit is you are the first who holds these tokens, and if a pool is open, you can go and sell, what I will strongly not advise you to do, because of very important things planned with ScaleSCORE. But I mean, the NFTs were not priced because the unlock date. No, maybe it was misunderstanding. The different price of NFTs, or the difference in NFT price, was not grounded from the unlock dates, but rather from the utility of these NFTs, and not from the unlock days.
So I just remind that those wrapped NFTs that were sold in December, they also had utility in ScaleSCORE ecosystem. And you can use them as gaming objects in different games that will be launched on ScaleSCORE marketplace and metaverse. Therefore, the price of different NFT packages were dependent on the amount of tokens that were locked inside, and also the value of this NFT gaming object, because this or that gaming object had a different functionality within the ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah, Ralf for you writes that she understood it now. Stan, another important topic that we needed to touch, and a lot of users were asking about this, is about market conditions, because we are talking about postponing IDOs. You started from this topic, yeah, that we had to postpone IDOs due to market conditions. Ralf made a great video for Telegram explaining this and announcing it as well. And many people are asking in the live chat, how are we prepared for the bear market? How ScaleSwap will protect itself from damaging the token performance in the business model wise? Yeah, will we consider something additional to IDO in the business model? I think
very good question. A very good question. I mean, of course, launchpads in general are very sensitive to market, right? Because if the market is good, then you have a lot of different projects what want to launch, and then the performance can be good. If the market is rather calm and rather cold, right, like now, then we have less deal flow, less projects. Well, I believe that with our team, with our approach, with our professionality, we are now looking and focusing on most substantial projects, on very good projects. And this is time of good projects, not of high projects, you know, every small game and so on, but rather better projects, infrastructural and so on. So I see that, yes, indeed, we might have less deal flow during this market condition. It's natural for this market. We are definitely working on, let's say, improving the token mechanics. We are working on supporting everything. And one of these, not benefits, but one of the way how we do this is what we shared before, diamond hand circle, which ensures that our token is locked in big amounts for 1 year. And also the team will lock their tokens away. Then we got rid of bet bakers. This is also something what we did. Then we implemented staking program. We will also implement another staking program. Therefore, there are a lot of different small and big things what we are doing to ensure this, like you say, but our goal is just, you know, to search for you for the best projects on the market, for the most sustainable, and to share with you these most sustainable projects. So this is our goal, and this is what we also will do 2022. Yes, we want to you know, to get it more and bigger. We want to be like a CoinList, for example, right? Like Republic, but there are still some steps to go. But the plans, what we have, are ambitious, and we are executing this plan step by step.
Yeah, Stan, and guys, I also want to underline what Stan just said. Yeah, so first of all, in addition to activities that are related to recover the token performance from different dumping activities, improving ScaleSCORE, and so on and so forth, I want to share with you that in December, we got new team members to strengthen our marketing team. We have, for example, Vitas, who is now responsible for KOLs and partnerships. Great guy with good expertise, supporting Scaleswap marketing through cross marketing efforts with different industry partners, and of course, reaching out to influencers. We have Midushan, you already know him, who is working on ambassadorship program. And if you missed it, we have right now ambassadors, local ambassadors in Russia, in Turkey, in some other local languages. And we have also local language channels in Russian, Turkish, and I think in Philippines, but not sure, need to check. We work closer with the local communities as well. We have Diana, who joined us as SMM manager, and maybe you noticed that our communication improved since 1 month already. We have more materials to share with you. We have Sam working with us on search engine optimization, blog and website. And I see that many people in our live chat noticed that we have cool updates, regular updates on the website. We update information. As we already discussed, we launched the blog section. We launched new sections on the website. And this will also help us to be more noticeable by the search engines. And at the end of the day, we made a huge analysis with search engine optimization team of different keywords, researches, competitive words, and so on and so forth. And this will be one of the whole set of marketing tactics that we already started implementing to use this bear market time to become stronger and more visible from the marketing side as well. Because one more time, as Stan said, and Ralf always repeats, that ScaleSwap stands for long-term projects, potential unicorns that do not make you, 1000x within a week on the bullish time and then disappear in a week time. Therefore, it is more harder to find these projects, to identify them, to make due diligence on them. And these type of startups can't appear on the for the whitelisting every day or every 3 days. Yeah, we can't compete, and we don't want to compete on the quantity. And majority of marketing metrics during the bullish times, they are affected by the quantity and not that much quality. If you see various ratings of the launchpads, they rate on the amount of IDOs they hold and the temporary ROI, but ROI at some point of time. If you check ROI of the projects right now, you will see that the rating system will change significantly. And maybe market leaders who showed a huge ROI during the first week or months after project launch, maybe they will turn down significantly if you calculate the ROI of their project within 3 months or 6 months period, right? So in our case, we want to compete on the quality of the projects. And you remember Cyrus, that was launched as the first project on the Scaleswap half a year ago. It took them quite some time to get noticeable on the market. But maybe you've seen that despite the bear market, despite the conditions that we see now, Cyrus made a significant move just a couple of days ago. Someone wrote us in the Telegram that Cyrus is going to the Sirius planet. So that's the goal of the team, and therefore don't forget, no need to be that much afraid of the bear market if you are here for the long run. Bear market could be great opportunity instead.
This is thank you, Nelli. I think it's a great educational content also for new joiners for ecosystem. It's on the one hand, it's fully understandable that it fears, right, to see such market conditions. On the other hand, for people who are long in this market, they know that this market is highly undergoing in cycles, right? It goes in high cycles, and we are just now in the low cycle. So we are just now lower. And in my opinion, it is the opportunity. It is an opportunity also for new joiners who asked, okay, how to join the whole ecosystem. It's so high now. Okay, now it's lower. You can join. Therefore, so we are here, just underline what Nelli said. We are here for quality. We are here for really substantial projects, and we will do also a lot of on educational side and improve everything step by step. It does not mean that we will develop completely new business models and new system. No, probably not. But what we will definitely do is to improve our business model and our let's say within our domain, within the launchpad domain. Because if you look on CoinList or Republic, these projects stayed for a very long time during all the markets, and they are sustainable. And this is what we also want to do. We want to be sustainable, long-term and stable. This requires a bit of work, and we are on the way there. Don't forget, we just started 7 months ago, so it's not so big time.
Great said, Stan. And by the way, we have good offer, I think, or good suggestion from Love for You. She or he is writing, can we please ensure that we do AMAs with projects before we offer that for voting? I think it's quite logical, because very often we release community voting, and then after getting the results, we are preparing for the IDO, whitelisting, and then make AMA session. But maybe it makes sense to do AMA session with the new potential candidates for IDO before releasing the voting.
But I believe it was the initial idea to release, to do AMA session before the community voting, before the IDO, because these sessions are so important to present the project to the community, right? Because you can read about the project, you can research, but if you speak with founders, if you see founders, if you taste founders, then it's a completely different story. And I am fully for this proposal. I think it's a great proposal, and let's do this.
Great. So even if it was an initial idea, somehow we we changed it on the road, and now it maybe makes sense to come back to the initial idea, make AMA session with projects before the community voting. Great idea, Love for You. Thanks a lot for sharing this.
Thanks, Love for You. By the way, a very cool nickname.
Yes. Okay, guys, well, we spent together more than an hour already. And if we have some questions left, as we agreed, please leave them as comments to this video after the live session will be ended. And in a couple of days, I promise that Stan, Ralf, and me, we will log in, check your questions, and reply them accordingly, all those that were not replied yet. And meanwhile, unfortunately, we needed to go and return back to execution work, right? So thank you very much, all those who found the time and spent this more than an hour with us together. You have very good questions. I'm happy that there were no light-minded and speculative questions. It seems that our community remains to be really smart, supportive, and matching with our vision. It's really an honor for us to be connected with such a great community. Thanks a lot, guys, for supporting us. And Stan, thank you very much for being so transparent and detailed in replying all those questions. I think that everyone would be happy if we do this more often.
First of all, thank you, Nelli, for being, as always, a great, very, very great, cool host. I always enjoy how you do this. Guys, thank you for participating. Share this with others from the community, because I think this video contains many answers to their potential questions. Then I don't want to repeat what Nelli said. I just want to also express a big thank from my side. Stay with Scaleswap. We work hard. We also deliver good projects, and it's a fact. And we will continue to do this, and we will do this even better very soon. Don't worry about the market. This thing happens, but nothing is forever, right? After winter, summer is coming. Therefore, let's prepare for the summer. Buy you bikini and prepare for the summer.
Yeah, and don't rely on, don't listen to all the rumors of various experts, you know, because I don't know any real expert who can be sure what will happen with the market within the next 3 months, for example. So when you hear different forecasts for the whole 2022 and so on and so forth, always question if this expert is a real expert or not.
Yeah, and the real expert will never say he's 100% sure or this is a very good estimation, because real experts simply don't know what's going to happen.
Guys,
okay.
Before we say goodbye, I want to say one short thing, or even ask for you, for the community. You know that marketing people always advise not to expect likes or shares just because of the quality content, but always to ask this. And we often forget to ask you to support us in marketing. We usually ask you to do it with the projects launching on Scaleswap, but we also need your support in our marketing, Scaleswap marketing. As we already shared, we grew our marketing team, we strengthened it, and each and everyone is working hard on gaining more traction and more visibility for Scaleswap community. But we will highly appreciate if you spend few seconds of your time just sharing some good information about Scaleswap with your followers, with your audience in social media, with your friends, saying some good words about us or as a company, or maybe sharing our articles from the blog in your social media. Each and every like, comment, and share will help us to increase the visibility of Scaleswap. And at the end of the day, it will be beneficial for the whole community. So thank you in advance for reminding about this and for supporting us with each very, very small marketing effort. But if the whole community does it, it will make great difference.
Definitely. Fully support here. We are really grateful for every help. It's not like we as ScaleSwap don't need this help anymore, only the project. We also need this every time. The more resharing, reliking, retweeting about ScaleSwap, the better project you will get on ScaleSwap. Don't forget this.
Indeed. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Stan.
Thank you, Nelli.